Today I'm talking about my favorite holiday, Halloween. Costumes, candy, corn mazes, haunted houses, everything about Halloween fills me with joy. I savor the entire month of October. The first thing I like to do is make a list of horror movies to watch, and here's what I've gone through so far. I also set time aside for horror games I haven't played yet, but I also enjoy cozy classics like Costume Quest, which just captures the spirit of Halloween so well. Pumpkin carving is a major hobby for me. I use a mix of carving kits, woodworking tools, and a Dremel to try to top my carvings from last year. Creating a costume is a lot of fun too. 2 years ago, me and Tony went as Banjo and Kazooie, and getting all the fabrics and building it together was a blast. It's a holiday with an endless amount of activities and ways to express yourself. I was lucky enough to grow up while Halloween was still as we see it in the movies. You'd find the grossest, scariest mask you could, wear it to school, see all your friends dressed up, play some fun Halloween games in class, and then go home and get ready for trick-or-treating. To me, that is quintessential Americana, and never have I had more cultural pride than as a kid during Halloween in New England. But this one beautiful aspect of our culture is dying, if not already dead, and it's not because of COVID. Halloween has been falling apart for decades now. So who's to blame? Halloween is steadily being removed from schools because of concerns from religious fanatics. But if you look at the history of Halloween, those concerns don't hold up. The Celts celebrated Samhain, the biggest festival of the year where the souls of the dead were briefly able to walk among the living before journeying into the afterlife. When Christianity swept through, missionaries, following the edicts of Pope Gregory I, decided that native people were more likely to convert if their pagan holidays were absorbed into Christianity. So Christian holidays were strategically placed on days close to or on already established pagan holidays, in order to blur the lines. So All Saints' Day, aka All Hallows, was set up on November 1st and All Souls' Day on November 2nd. The church also vilified Celtic deities, claiming them to be evil and malicious to dissuade followers. So from this point on, Halloween as we know it starts taking shape. No longer is Samhain the night of souls passing on, but evils from hell crossing over. And of the three holidays, All Souls' Day, All Hallows, and All Hallows' Eve, All Hallows' Eve persisted as the most celebrated, much to the church's disappointment. As time passed, cultural traditions began arising. In England, soul cakes were left out for wandering spirits, and people would go a-souling, collecting cakes. In Ireland, they would go guising, dressing up in costume and going door to door. And when the Irish emigrated to America in the 19th century, they brought their traditions with them, including carved turnips, the original jack-o'-lantern. This is a brief history, but it illustrates the church's inability to absorb this holiday. And it may have started pagan, but it has been transformed so profoundly by national cultures that it stands on its own apart from any religious beliefs. It is a cultural holiday, a time to interact with your community. There are also non-religious criticisms against Halloween. Since the 1940s, people have criticized Halloween for encouraging selfishness, that it's a form of begging or blackmail. Paranoia about tampered candy has also been around for that long. A few incidents exacerbated these fears. In 1964, a housewife was arrested for giving out clearly marked ant poison as a joke to children she thought were too old to be trick-or-treating. In 1968, over 10 apples were found containing razor blades in New Jersey, but all were skeptical accounts, most likely placed there by the victims themselves. In 1974, Ronald O'Brien murdered his son with a cyanide-laced pixie stick. And in 1982, 7 people died from cyanide-laced Tylenol, and the whole country was put on edge. Halloween sadists, though, are a myth, an example of rumors run amok, satanic panic. There are 0 recorded cases of death by poisoned Halloween candy, yet it's still common for parents to inspect their child's candy for tampering, even going so far as to have it x-rayed. Something bad is happening to Halloween, and it's coming from the increased fear and division within the country. It's causing the religious to put up walls between themselves and the sinners, and the fearful to avoid interacting with strangers. Schools are banning Halloween, citing religious sensitivity, but Halloween is secular. Holidays centering around death and a celebration of the supernatural transcend religion. They are found in all cultures. It is distinctively human to confront death. And partaking in a community celebration is culturally important. Religion doesn't enter the conversation. If it's helicopter parenting that's destroying Halloween, then that can be changed. The fears are baseless. By participating in the awful trunk or treats, you are depriving your child of a culturally significant experience. After reading Halloween and Other Festivals of Death and Life, I'm inclined to agree with Jack Santino, that Halloween is a rites of passage. As you age, Halloween becomes different things. There are milestones you hit. From being escorted by your parents, to trick-or-treating unsupervised with your friends, to getting into mischief as a teenager, and to attending costume parties as an adult. I've had such wonderful Halloweens growing up. I got the full experience. I hit all the milestones. It won't hurt me if it all goes away. Just disappoint me that what I was lucky enough to experience is gone forever.